Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Alexis Danielle and I am the CEO and founder of Christian Girl Next Door Ministries, where I help you lovely ladies to define and beautify your walk with Christ through fashion, faith, and femininity. So today's video, we're doing our Real Christian Girl Talk series, where we get real about questions that you girlies have or topics that we get really deep in. So I'm answering questions that you lovely ladies brought to me on Instagram at Christian Girl Next Door. So make sure to follow us on Instagram so you can be part of the next Christian Girl Q&A. So with that being said, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's go ahead and jump in.
Go for me till let's go. Take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
Okay, so first question. How do you navigate boundaries and what is too far? Okay, so I'm assuming you are boundaries with your significant other, with your boyfriend, and honestly, if you have to ask, is this too far? It probably is too far. That's probably the best thing that I can give you, just because everyone's boundaries are different, but you know when you're like dancing on the line, and you will also get convicted. How do you deal with having too much on your plate? First and foremost, when I have too much on my plate, I feel like I let Jesus kind of take a back seat. And the most important thing when you have too much in your plate is never take your Jesus time as it being flexible. Like, always have that specific moment to carve out, because if you make time for Jesus, he's gonna give you a window to get everything done. The next thing that I would say about having too much on your plate is really prioritize what needs to be done and what you just want to do because you want to. Really navigating what is priority and what is just things that you overcommitted yourself to, and know that it is okay to say no. No, I do not want to go. No, I am busy. No, I'm sorry, I am tired. What is something God is working out in you? God has been really talking to me about being a leader, and it's in the smallest ways possible, which this is so funny. That has kind of just been in my spirit, like being a leader and working on your character of being a leader. And one thing that God has kind of like not convicted me but has pointed out is when I walk my dog Domino, I take him to an area where I do not have to pick up his number two, his poop. I took him over there because I didn't wanna pick up his poop, but God really convicted me of like your character. What you do behind closed doors when no one is looking is your true character, is your true self. So I started picking up poop. Doesn't matter if we're somewhere where I have to pick up with the poop, where it's mandatory, or if it's just somewhere where it's just really random. But that's also being obedient, that is also being responsible and doing the right thing when no one else is noticing. I pick up the poop, and you might think this is so little. It is, we're working on my character and we're leading, and you know, if your actions speak louder than your words, so you know, if someone sees you picking up the poop, then they're gonna be like, oh, I should probably, you know, pick up the poop, and 9 times out of 10 they're gonna pick up the poop. So that it's anything that you do in your life, that's as well, if you're trying to lead people to Jesus, and you're talking so much about Jesus, living your life out like Jesus. So you doubt your calling. Oh my goodness, yes. Let me tell you, I was going through the ringer last week. I've really been in a weird funk with my YouTube and filming, and I just feel like God hasn't really like spoke to me, or I just didn't feel like that passion, and sometimes it's not gonna be there, and I've just been feeling stuck on content to talk to you ladies about. And I was like, God, like, did you really call me? Did I hear right? Or am I just making this up because it's something that I want? I had to be like honest with him. I'm like, God, I don't feel like I'm equipped to be in this position. I feel stuck. I don't know what to talk about. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like I don't think I can do this. There's like so much on the back end that needs to happen. There's so many things just pending and a lot of like chaos in a sense. I just took it to God, and he reminded me of, look at the doors that I have opened and that you've been praying about, and they happened so simple, smooth. So to make that short, yes, I really do doubt my calling. I love it. Like, I wouldn't be doing anything else. I love chit-chatting with you guys. I love being me. I love being with Jesus. Like, I love it. It's just sometimes it gets really the nit and gritty gets really nit and gritty. So, yeah, but I think that's normal. I mean, even Moses, when he answered the call to lead the Israelites, was like, God, you called me? Me. I don't think I can do this. But God will put people in your way to help, just as Moses' brother did. And just know that it's normal. And it is okay to doubt, but just know that you gotta snap out of it, because I'd really put in perspective that I have you lovely ladies that count on me, and that's something that I've been convicted about. I've just been really there's been a lot of leisure in my filming, and I've just been really like convicted about like getting back on the schedule. And I'll tell you girlies this, I was driving home and I was getting some Wendy's. Let me set the scene. I was driving and getting some Wendy's, right? And I was just talking to God about, you know, my ministry, you girlies, people on my Instagram, just really feeling stuck. But, you know, knowing that there's a message out there that you girlies need to hear. And I feel so honored that God has allowed me to speak to you girlies. Like, I just love you guys so much. And I just started crying because I just have such an honor to talk to his daughters. And I just started crying. I just felt convicted, but also just so, the best word that I can use is honored to be where I am. And just know that I'm gonna pick it back up. I start school and I'm gonna pre-film. I'm gonna do what I need to do to be really consistent here. Again, I just love what I do and I love Jesus, and this is just me apologizing to you lovely ladies with the lack of content, because it shouldn't be like that. It's different when there's an emergency and, you know, there's an emergency, but when I'm just, well, I feel like God's not talking to me, so there's not gonna be a video. No, I have to realize that God talks to me even in the smallest ways. Last week when I was having, I had a meltdown last week, and that's when I was doubting my calling. That's when I was doubting just so many things, and I could use that as content. Just be real about things, because this is real Christian girl talk. Like, your girl was having a meltdown. Okay, how do you and Kyle handle conflict being long distance? One thing that we always did from the beginning, even before we started doing long distance, is when I knew it was something heavy that I needed to talk to him about, or something that was bothering me, I would always pray and ask God to give me the wisdom to speak to him, give him help me to deliver my message in a way that comes off as loving. And not being like, well, you're not doing this right, or blah blah blah, like no. But we've both really been like on the same playing field about that, because we were just having a conversation just a couple of days ago, and I told him, hey, I have something to talk to you about, and, you know, I prayed and I asked God to give me the words, I hope that he is receptive to what I have to tell him, so on and so forth. And, you know, I told him what I needed to tell him, and he's like, oh wow, that's what you had to tell me. He's like, I was kind of nervous. I prayed to God that, you know, I would be able to hear what you're trying to talk to me about, and it must have been important, because you don't ever really have to, hey babe, like, this is something that you need to set time apart for, because I need to talk to you. And he even prayed, like, making sure that he really hears what I'm saying, because he knows that, you know, me saying that it's a big thing because I don't necessarily do that all the time. So we both really prayed about it, and we're really intentional about bringing the big things to God first, and God intervening in that conversation. So that's the way we handle conflict. And there's days where I'm like, God kind of tells me like, no, Alexis, I'm working on that, you need to wait. I do not wait. I go and I'm just like, da, and then it just blows up in my face. And that's why it's good to always like talk to God and be like, God, what do you want me to say? I know I need to watch my tone. So little things like that. How do you deal with lack of confidence? Okay, I didn't have this problem, but as of recently, when I was having my meltdown, I was having a week. I was in distress. I felt like my life was in shambles, but it wasn't. I'm just being melodramatic. I think just bringing it to God and just knowing that God created you in His perfect image, and knowing that you're beautiful, and taking away those things that make you feel less than. I could really go on a big tangent about this, but those are like the big three things that I could give you is take it to God, remove anything that's making you feel less than, and knowing that you are created by God and that you are beautiful and that you are created in His image. I could really go in depth, but my camera's dying. So sorry. Alright, my lovely ladies, so we are at the end of the video. I hope you girlies enjoyed this video. I really enjoy just chit-chatting with you guys. I love you. I adore you. Bye.